Sit back, relax, put your belt on, and enjoy the show.
Hurricanes and the Blues, some teams you wanted to hear about. I just met by that I mean the Kiwi teams. Returning Fraser Armstrong from a concussion or a series of concussions. He's, we think, the probably top number one, top loose head. And Peter Umunga Jensen returning from paternity leave. The newly minted All Black, definitely the favourite, we think, for the 13 jersey in the Hurricanes. And Dane Coles, possibly coming back. Not too sure. The latest quote I saw was from an article after the preseason trials, just said that...
Casualty ward, is that the one that you mean?
Yes, the casualty ward, but I also directly put it in here in our show notes, that the Hurricanes A side they ran out in the last bit of the trial match this weekend kind of looks like what they're likely to go with. And frontliners Dane Coles and Reid Princep are unlikely starters as they work their way back from injury in this coming week. Harry, is there any more you have to elaborate on that? Or
which one, sorry?
On Dane Coles and Reid Princep. So I'm saying that I think they might be unlikely to start this coming week.
No, look, as you said, I think they're just working their way back from injury. So no, nothing else yet. I think the Hurricanes will hopefully give us a little bit more info through the week, and I think it'll just be wait and see.
Which is awesome because you can just pick up a Safo Moore anyway. You just have to be worried about him getting dropped in weeks to come. But anyway, with this, so look, we're looking at Ardie Sevilla and Nani Lamape versus the Blues. So we'll have to see if they can carry 7.5 men on their shoulders each. But no.
Possible. It is possible.
The Blues, I mean, look, the Blues were starting to really get somewhere last year, and I think that they'll keep improving. I think we said in our where we think the teams will finish up that firmly second for the Blues, I believe we all said. But look, let's look more at the Hurricanes. So the Hurricanes trial against the Highlanders and what looks like their top team, Xavier Numia with Fraser Armstrong, possibly concussion coming back on the bench. Asafa Amua with Dane Coles might not be back. We've got Alex Fido down here. Does that mean Tyrell Lomax is injured or not on the pitch or anything? Sorry, I probably should have.
He wasn't in any of the trials and he wasn't listed as an injury, so I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Well, I might have to think about picking up Alex Fido then because, as we mentioned in the draft pod, 0.82 points per minute. He's a weapon. Locks, we reckon Blackwell, Scotty Scrafton, the stock standards. Devan Flanders in at 6. We really like him. Duplessis Karifi, who will be a little bit more valuable this year because penalties are now only worth -4 points, remember, and not -5. Sevilla at 8. Captain.
That's like 10 extra points for Karifi per game.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Tormatine, Jackson Garden-Batcher in the halves. And so we have here Wes Huson and Julian Sevilla on the wings. Is Rayasi not looking to start this week, Harry? Or
look, I'm just going off that trial. It looks like they rolled out their strongest team, and Rayasi was on the bench. So obviously, the three of us, especially myself, has been just expecting that it's Rayasi's year. But Julian to be a captain in one of the trial sides, he's played on the wing in both of them. He's obviously in the picture for a start. So. Yeah, I hope it's Rayasi, even though, we all do love the bus, but
none more than me.
Yeah, it could be the starter.
For sure.
And look, first pick might have just changed, mate.
it might be Julian Sevilla, you don't know. But yeah, and centers Lamape and Peter Umunga Jensen and fullback Geordie Barrett. And speaking of Geordie Barrett, he was talking up Julian Sevilla's conditioning and how he's been playing in preseason and in the trials. So he's really made a push. I think he's 28, 29. Sevilla could be older than that. 28. And yeah, he clearly is his business. He wants to play minutes. He's not here to just participate. So yes. Well, we've talked about
30. Yeah, man. I felt like you were definitely wrong.
30. Well,
28 is sweet.
No,
well, surely
not in New Zealand,
New Zealand,
that's out to pastures.
Look, surely what plays into it a little bit is that Ardie is now captain, and so he wants his brother playing. You know what I mean? The captain gets a bit of a say. So
not that much.
I
could never pick Harry for one of our teams.
Is that on ability or just because he's your brother?
Multiple things.
No comment. All right. We talked a lot about props. Yeah, look, I think Fraser Armstrong's still your number one loose head, but there's Xavier Numia in there vying for that one. In the tight head, yeah, we don't know what's going on with Lomax, but All Black Tyrell Lomax, I would think probably the strongest scrummager in the squad. So I would think he's your number one tight head. But behind him, we have Tavita Mathaleo and Alex Fidau. We've all been waiting for the day that Alex Fidau just starts every week. He is an amazing prop. So get amongst it with him. Yeah, okay. In the back three, that's the big conversation, really. So, look, we've all just said we think Rayasi's in there. Who feels so Geordie Barrett is a lock on 15. I mean, I personally would hope he just went and played 10 and get rid of Jackson Garden-Batcher. But look, you can't have everything you want. So, I guess we just talked about it. Who locks it down? We think Rayasi is a lock on that left wing.
No, we don't. We literally just said that it could be Julian Sevilla.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, we think he should be a lock on that left wing.
You don't say lock. Like we have no idea.
I guess
lock in that back three is Geordie Barrett.
Without circling around it, I guess
safe,
you
I
kind
reckon he's
of
safe.
Rayasi and Julian Sevilla play a similar role, and on the other wing you'd have Hussein.
He's an experienced campaigner. He's been there for a long time, and he's done a lot of good for them.
He has Vince Arceau as well. We talk about just being unfortunately
Don't think he played trials. Don't think he's around. Something's going on there.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah, we talk about him being the ultimate benchy, so it's hard for him to get a starting gig. But look, I just thought I'd mention some other players that are in the picture. Lalagi Visania, who was a fantastic fullback for the Blues for a couple of years. Are you shaking your head?
Hot chip podcast, mate. Come on, Visania's not getting near that side.
Yeah, mate. Just
well, mate. So what I'd like Geordie at 10, him at 15. But anyway,
it's not going to happen though, is it?
And Ruben Love, actually, he really
he's
did
more chance, but no,
he did really light up the trials. He's a 19-year-old. Just pretty much a younger replica of Wes Hussein. And he scored a few tries not this weekend, but the first trial game last weekend. Not that Wes, I thought Wes was even a bit older. He's still in the 25s. So it's not even an old man yet. But anyway, so the Blues, what have we got? Players not considered with injury for the last trial. Vikena, Ray Nua, TJ Fawani, Dylan Hunt, Narawa, Jone Makalai. Jesus, wow. Put that as much as you can. And Hosea Maraku,
the ones that are important here, and again, we haven't got details on how bad these injuries are, but TJ Faiani and Dylan Hunt are the two that we thought were real shots at starting. Faiani, obviously, at inside centre, but Dylan Hunt, I thought that he should be their first choice 7 this year. I know that there's going to be a lot of people backing up Dalton Papali'i and Blake Gibson, but Hunt was an absolute weapon for the Highlands for a couple of years in a row there.
I'm definitely Team Papali'i with Nelson.
I'm on Team Papali'i. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Hunt is very, very solid, though. I agree that he has to be in that debate.
Yeah. But look, that leads us into who the hell starts in the back row. They have a plethora of back rowers. I think it's going to be really hard to not start Akira Ioane and Hoskins Tutu. They both have been killing it in the All Blacks. Akira really came through, particularly at test level last year. He was starting for the All Blacks at the end of that campaign. So Tutu, obviously, probably like the back rower of fantasy rugby 2020, can we say?
No.
Almost?
No.
Who was?
It's great that you feel that way because you should pick him up first then. Look, the only other thing there is obviously Tom Robinson was one of the starters, Big Sauce. Yeah. Captain for one of the trial games as well. So, I mean, they clearly rate him very highly as well. They've literally just got way too many good players.
Yep. The outside backs, I think this might be easier than the Hurricanes, but they, again, have lots of them. So, Caleb Clark, got to be starting. Mark Talea, got to be starting. And you both think Stephen Perra-Franchise in the 15 jersey with no Bowden Barrett.
Yeah, I think that's a gimme, and I can't wait to see Perra-Franchise.
You don't think there's no smokies of we've said Narawa's not available because he's injured, but my boy Zahn Sullivan.
We just the main thing is this is a preview.
you keep thinking this is the Mitre 10 Cup or something, and they're giving every 18-year-old a chance.
Yeah,
Stephen Perra-Franchise is starting fullback, mate, all season.
It's not arguing.
All right, now, I only say that because I don't like their 10, and I want Perra-Franchise to play 10. But that's just
terrible. Yeah, I'm with you as well, but I'm more realistic, mate. You're just picking what you want to be in the team.
Yes,
that's very true. All right. At centres, if TJ Fahani is out, Tanielu Talea, we've seen a lot of him. He's played on the wing before, but he is a centre. Could he slot in as inside centre? Him and Rico in the pairing. Is that what?
Well, yeah, he played there in the trial, and it was a bit hard to distinguish between their two teams. They really chopped and changed a lot. But to me, I think he's probably their next in line at 12. Yeah.
All right, and last question for the Blues. There hasn't been any mentions of Finlay Christie, someone who Harry's a big fan of. Is he gone? Jonathan Ruru had an absolute blinder, scoring a couple of tries, 3 tries, the triple. No, Finlay Christie out of the race, or just we don't know what's going on with him?
We just haven't. Again, it's just we haven't seen him.
Again, yeah, they played Sam Knock in one of the halves in the game of 3 halves last week. Then they had Ruru in the other one. And Finlay Christie wasn't on the bench. He wasn't listed in the players not playing because of injury. So we're just not sure.
I think Ruru's your number 1. Sam Knock is in there because he has that majestic mullet, and that's just my my pick of it. But I don't know what you guys think. So.
Have you ever watched Super Rugby before? Because some of the lines you're coming up with in this preview are just god awful.
Well, I mean, look, I have watched some, and I was in the fantasy finals last year. I don't think either of you were, but
is that beanie too tight? That could be it.
Could be cutting off circulation. Actually, if I take it off, I might be bald like Nelson.
He's in a plane, mate, without any oxygen or anything. So maybe he's got no air.
It could be that. Look, Craig's, who's going to win this and by how much?
The Blues, and by I'm going to say 15.
All right,
I'm going big.
Okay,
I feel like that's big.
I'm going to go the Blues by 5.
I'm going to go Blues by 10.
Very good.